Hi students, welcome to physics class. Today we are going to discuss about acceleration. Once again, today we are going to discuss about acceleration. Now go for what is the definition for the acceleration? The rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. The average acceleration of an object for a time interval delta t is also called as acceleration. Once again, the rate of change of velocity. The rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. Once again, the rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. Now, next one, the average acceleration, the average acceleration that is a vector of an object for a time interval delta t moving in xy plane is the change in velocity divided by the time. Once again, the average acceleration a of an object for a time interval delta t moving in xy plane is the change in velocity divided by the time. Both are definition for the acceleration. This is explanation definition. This is direct definition. Therefore, acceleration A is equal to delta V by delta T, that is equal delta into Vx I plus Vyj bracket whole by delta t. Once again, the acceleration A is equal delta v by delta t, that is equal delta into vxi plus vyj whole by delta t, that is equal delta vx I plus delta vy j whole by delta t. Now this can be rewrite as delta vx I by delta t plus delta v y j whole by delta t. Now tell me, according to the definition, delta vx by delta t is equal ax into I plus, according to definition, delta v by delta t is equal ay. J is as usually gives acceleration. That means in xy plane the acceleration a is equal axi plus ayj. Once again, the acceleration in xy plane is equal axi plus ayj. If x comma y comma z plane, in that case the acceleration a is equal axi plus ayj plus azk in a x comma y comma z plane. But here we discuss only x and y plane. Therefore, a is equal to axi plus ayj. Now note, express acceleration in a component form that is a is equal dv by dt. Once again, express a in a component form, that is a is equal dv by dt. That is, we can write it as limit delta t down to 0, delta t down to 0, delta vx whole by delta t into I plus delta vy by delta t into j. Once again, limit delta t down to 0, delta vx by delta t into I plus delta vy by delta t into j. Now that is equal I into limit delta t down to 0, delta v x by delta t plus j into limit delta t down to 0, delta v y by delta t. That means that is equal I into what is delta limit delta t down to delta v x by delta t, that is d v x by dt plus j into what is limit delta t down to delta vy by delta t, that is dv y by dt. Okay, that means the acceleration a is equal a, what is dv by dvx by dt, ax. I am writing I here, plus what is the dv by dt, that is a y. The J I wrote as usually. So this is about the component form of acceleration. This is about component form of acceleration. Once again, this is about component form of acceleration. Next, note. Remember, note means very important. Please keep mind the gap. Here, Ax is equal dVx by dt. At the same time, Ay is equal dVy whole by dt. Once again, Ax is equal dVx by dt. Ay is equal dVy by dt. Therefore, Ax is equal to d by dt of dx by dt. That means that here dx by dt, that means that Vx, I wrote it as the rate of change of displacement, that is equal d square x by dt square. Once again, d into d square, x as usually, dt into dt square. And also Ax is equal dV by dt, that is d by dt into V. Okay, that is V means Vx. V means Vx. That is d by dt of what is Vx? Rate of change of displacement along x-axis, that is dx by dt. That is equal to, we can write it as d square x by dt square. Okay, now at the same time we are going to derive for the y component. Ay is equal d by dt into dy by dt, that is equal d square y by dt square. And also Ay is equal dVy by dt, that is equal d by dt of Vy. That means that is equal d by dt of the rate of change of velocity along y-axis, that is dy by dt. This is, we can write as d into d square y by dt square. This is also very important. Okay, now next note. The acceleration A is equal to limit delta t tends to 0 delta v by delta t can be rewrite as dv by dt. Once again I am repeating, the acceleration A, that is equal to limit delta t tends to 0 delta v by delta t, also rewrite as dv by dt. Therefore, the acceleration A is equal to limit delta t tends to 0 delta v x into I plus delta v y j whole by delta t. That means the acceleration A is equal to I into limit delta t downs to 0 delta v x whole by delta t plus j into limit delta t downs to 0 delta vy by delta t, that is equal to I into dvx by dt plus j into dvy by delta t. Now tell me, sorry, dvy by dt. Now tell me, I into what is dvx by dt? That is ax plus j into what is dvy by dt? Ay, that is a. This is the component form of acceleration. This is the component form of acceleration. Now go for some important diagrams. Take note. Note means very important. Note means very important. Acceleration A is equal to limit delta t downs to 0 delta v by delta t, that is equal to a x I plus a y j. Now take diagram number 1. Diagram number 1. Take 0 x-axis, y-axis. Here take a point and take another point. This point name is say P. Take another point, its name is say P1. Now a particle moves from P to P dash. A particle moves from P to P dash. Now here consider this is the velocity direction here. Consider here tangent here. This is velocity direction. Consider V1. Now where is the acceleration direction? This is the acceleration direction. Once again take a point here. The tangent to this P is velocity. Here the curve, it is crossed a point P dash. Here the tangent is V1 to the point P1. This is the acceleration direction. In this case, consider a point, this is V, and consider this is V dash. This is V, this is V dash. Now, this is a vector. Where is the delta V? This is the delta V. This is the delta V. This point is important. Okay, now see diagram 2. In the diagram 2, take x-axis, take y-axis, take a point P here. Now take another point P2 here. This is P2. Please observe carefully in the diagram number 1. In the diagram number 1, there is a lot of gap between P1 and P2. In the diagram number 2, the gap between P1 and P2 is very nearer. The gap between these two, P1, P2 is a little bit very nearer. In this case, now a particle which is moving from P to P2. In this case, this is the motion of the particle. Please observe carefully. Here, this is the velocity direction. Say V. Consider this is the velocity direction, that is V2 or V dash direction. Now where is the acceleration? This is the acceleration direction. Okay, so the direction of acceleration, this is the direction of acceleration. Consider the time is delta t2. In this case, if we can take these two, what will happen? This is V. This is V vector. Consider this is V dash vector. V dash vector. Now, this is delta V. Please observe carefully. While compared to previous one, here the delta V is very less. Now, go for the diagram number 3. Now, go for diagram number 3. Please observe carefully. Take x-axis, take y-axis, 0. Take, this is a point P. Now take another point. This is P3. Please observe carefully. In the diagram 3, the difference between or the gap between P and P3 is very less. In the diagram number 2, a little bit far. In the diagram number 1, very far. Here, a particle which is moving from P to P3 like this. Consider. Here, this is acceleration direction. Here, this is velocity V1. This is velocity P3. Here, this is velocity V. Now take this one here. Consider it is V. Consider gap is very less from this one. So, it is V, it is V dash. Consider two vectors. Consider this is delta V. This one is delta V. The time is delta T3. Now, where there is a delta V, obviously delta T is there. The rate of change of velocity by time gives acceleration. The same thing in the diagram 2, the same thing in the diagram 3. Now, diagram 4. Now take x-axis, take y-axis. take a particle here, that is P. If the particle which is accelerating like this, that is, it is moving in this direction. Now consider this is velocity direction. Here there is no P4, only one particle is there. Now where is the acceleration? The acceleration, this is the acceleration direction. What we understood from this one, take a point here, this is V. The perpendicular, this is acceleration A. What we understood from this one, this is acceleration direction or direction of acceleration. We understood that the acceleration always perpendicular to the velocity. To prove this one, we discuss 4 diagrams, D1, D2, D3, D4. If V dash is here, this is delta V. Delta V by delta T gives acceleration that is perpendicular to the path. Okay, so from this one we understood that velocity is perpendicular to the acceleration. Now go for discussion. The acceleration on a graph, acceleration on a graph showing acceleration on a graph showing the path of the object's motion. The path of the object's motion. Once again, I am repeating this point. Once again, the acceleration on a graph showing the path of the object's motion. Now, P represents position of the object at time small t. Once again, I am repeating the point. P, double past space, represents position of the object at a time small t. Now, P1, P2, P3 represents position of the position of the object after time delta t1 delta t2 delta t3. Once again, p1 p2 p3 represents position of the object after time delta t1 comma delta t2 comma delta t3, but delta t1 greater than delta t2 greater than delta t3. Once again, delta t1 greater than delta t2 greater than delta t3. Now from the triangle law of vector addition from the triangle of vector addition, the direction of average acceleration the direction of average acceleration is the same as that of delta v. Once again, I am repeating this point, my dear students. From the triangle of vector addition, the direction of average acceleration is the same as that of delta v. Next point, important point. Remember, in one dimension, comma, the velocity and the acceleration of an object are always along the same straight line. Full stop. That means, what is the meaning for that one? Either in same direction, or opposite direction. Once again, I am repeating this point. In one dimension, the velocity and the acceleration of an object are always along the same straight line. That means either in same direction or in opposite direction. The meaning is, this is velocity, this is acceleration direction. Okay? Or this is velocity, this is acceleration direction. Only x-axis. Okay, that is the meaning. Only on x-axis. Either both are in same direction or both are in opposite direction. When in a one dimension. In case of two dimension, this rule cannot be implemented. Now, in two dimension, or three dimension, velocity and acceleration vectors may have any angle between 0 degrees and 180 degrees between them. Once again I am repeating this point. In a two dimension or three dimension, velocity and acceleration vectors may have any angle between 0 and 180 degrees between them. That means, take a circle. In this circle, consider it is velocity. Here, the acceleration may be in this direction 0. This is considered 0. It is 180 degrees. Okay. Here, if this is velocity, the acceleration may be here or here or here or here, from here. These all are the acceleration directions. These all are acceleration directions. Any direction. But velocity is only positive x direction. But the acceleration is any direction. Okay. When in the case of two dimension or three dimension, this is the meaning for that one. My dear students, I hope you understood about relation between acceleration and velocity. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you.